Hi, this is Melanie Minschinger, illustrator for Gina K Designs. Today I'm going to show you how to make a really cute and simple baby card pattern with my new Pretty Patterns 2 set that we just released from Gina K Designs. This is a clear stamp set, and I've had a lot of people write to me who haven't gotten their stamps yet asking, how do you get the diamonds inside the circles in a different color after seeing all the samples that I've made with it? Well, it's very easy because these are sized exactly to fit in here as a two-step stamp. And so I'll show you how. The products that you're going to need to complete this card, obviously this stamp set. You're also going to need some long blocks. And these borders are 4 3/4 inches long, which will fit right on a card front. So you can use a 6-inch block, or you can use an 8-inch block. This is the 8-inch finger grip block that Gina carries. I really like this one a lot. The stamps that we're going to use from this set today are the diamonds, the circles, and I'll show you how I center that on there, these dots, and then the fourth stamp finally is going to be this tiny little dot which matches this dotted border. What this is for any place that you want to have just one dot, just for stamping in spots, or if you want to extend that border off the card. And you'll notice we could have made these stamps longer since we have more room on the plate, and then that way it would automatically extend off your card. But I like this size because then you're able to have an accent border with white space or whatever the colored cardstock is around on the other sides if that's the look you're going for. But if you want to make a continuous pattern, it's very easy to do with the clear stamps by repeatedly stamping them. I'm also going to use this really cute stork image. This is one of Gina K's duos. It's called Blessings from Above that she released recently. I'm going to use some of her black onyx ink to stamp that in. Only using 4 colors of markers today for it. These are Copics YR16, B60, B12, and E57. Okay, then we're going to use some Pure Luxury white cardstock. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is stamp the rings. So you want to make sure that you get them on the pad proper, on the block properly, excuse me. So there's a little circle in the middle of this grid, and that is showing you dead center, length and width wise. So you're going to put the very middle of this stamp. You can see there's 6 circles, so you're going to have 3 on each side of where that dot is, and I'm just going to place it where those diamonds are pointing to the circle. Okay, just like that. All right, now it's really important how you place your paper for this. I'm going to use my score pal mat to help me find the center of this cardstock. So this cardstock panel, this is my favorite size usually for layering onto cards. It's 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. So it's going to leave just a nice 1/8 inch reveal of the colored base on all sides. So since this is 4 inches, I don't even really need to look at the numbers that are here on my score pal. I just need to put it between 2 of the black lines that are marking off those 1-inch increments. Do you see that? Okay, so all I need to find, I don't need to worry about the middle of it going this way. I just need to know about the middle of it going this way. So 2 inches is going to be the middle. And so what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to stamp it just below. Now, if you're making a continuous pattern, you can start at the bottom and go to the top, or the top to the bottom. But I'm going to make a border in the middle like this. This was before I found out that she was having a boy, obviously a girl one. I want to have a border going all the way around where these rings are in the middle to make it look like a little quilt. So I kind of gave away my surprise there, but we're going to do it in blue and brown, and I'll show you how easy it is to stamp. Okay, so to begin, I'm going to ink up this border, and I normally put these face up and then ink it down. And then you can check to see, make sure that it's all looking wet and reflecting the light there. So I'm going to put it just below that middle black line, in the middle, and stamp. And if you end up getting off on your pattern at any point, you can just trim the cardstock down and then do more layers. So don't start over if you end up getting off just a little bit. Now I'm going to go above that on the other side of the line again. And if they don't touch exactly, it's pretty easy to get it stamped exactly so that the rings are touching. But the more important part is that you're having the tips of these diamonds line up than having a space in between. Okay? Okay, I'm going to stamp it 2 more times, one above that and then one below. See, I got off a little bit there because I'm trying to lean back so that I'm not leaning over my card here so you can see. Okay. Now, and even though I'm going to be orienting the card this way on my cardstock, on my card base, it's just much easier to stamp left to right than up and down, because then you have to hold the block at a really awkward angle. Okay, so now I'm going to put my diamond pattern on with those 2 points towards the center. And I'm going to ink it up in my brown. And again, this isn't going to be as solid stamping as I would like, just because the pad really does need to be re-inked. So I'm going to start at the bottom. I'm going to fill in that first row. Lift it up. I'm going to repeat again. I'm going to skip that middle row. I'm only filling in the 4 circle borders that I stamped because I like a little bit of the white space showing through. And this is how I made the base of the thanks card that I posted last week on my blog. Except I did it with the ocean mist. And see, I just like how that white pattern really pops in the middle. Okay. And you might choose to just leave it like this, liking how that looks so much, but I just want to show you how to go in with that dotted border to give it just a little bit more detail. Okay, so I'm going to ink this up. And then I'm going to stamp it into the middle of these open spaces. And obviously it looks like we're not getting that one end, but that's what we're going to go back with the dot. Isn't that cute? Okay. And then I'll do one on the bottom. See, and you can line up those dots along there to see where it needs to be, even when you don't have the full circle. Okay. Then I'm just going to take this little dot and I'm going to go back in. Try to put this so you can see it. And so you can get all of your lines on your grid parallel, or you can just eyeball it. This is pretty easy to eyeball. And there's your little quilt. And then you could just trim off that edge if you got off a little bit. Okay? Now, so you can see how that would look layered onto the white base. And so I would just trim this just a tiny bit. Okay, then I'm going to show you how I would color this little stork. So this is stamped in the Gina K Black Onyx. And I'm not doing any shading with darker markers today. I'm just keeping it really simple since I want the majority of this white. So I'm just going to go and trace the bottom of the beak. See, if you leave the top of it open there, you've got your highlight. It looks really sweet with this image. Then I'm going to use this blue and do just a swipe on the bottom of the hat, and then fill in just the bottom of the little socks. Okay. Then I'm going to take my brown, and I'm not even going to fill in the entire dot. Oh, this one is dried up. Hang on one second. Need to re-ink that one. That's apparently not the one that I used before. All right, so no, darn it, I don't like this one either. Got all my light facing on my card and I can't see my markers in here. Let's try E47, dark brown. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. And then I'm just going to do the little tips and heel of his socks. And then we need to add just a little bit of shading here to this. A little bit of shadow. So I'm going to use this pale blue gray B60. And I'm just going to do little bitty dabs of it along that little scallop bottom. I'll do one here. Maybe just a little bit back here. Okay. Add a little bit of accent to that tie. Okay. And I also forgot that I need to grab something for the skin. Let's use this pinkish white. I'm just going to do one side of the face there, like that. So my finished card, I went ahead and put this on a powder blue cardstock base. I cut out the stork with the Spellbinders Labels 29 dies, just to make it a little bit fancier. And then I centered it on top of this quilt pattern with some of these Scrapbook Adhesives 3L foam squares. And then I added one of the Gina K Singing the Blues buttons. I was able to pick one out that coordinated really nicely with that base. And also I just think that the round element, it just picks up those little polka dots so nicely, the rings, and then these dots. And that's it. I hope you like this card and I hope you like this video. You can check my YouTube channel for more coloring videos that I've done with A Year of Flowers too. Thanks for watching.